Malibongwe. Igama lamakhosikazi. Program Director and Advocate Maluleke, DG of the department. The brand new mayor, Dr. Palatse of Johannesburg. Representatives of our cabinet, all cabinet colleagues present here, representatives of Mayor Bekele Thomas, the UN resident coordinator, Mayor Tamara Matebula, who is the Gender Equality Commission Chair, representative of our development partners, GIS and the European Union, Advocate Maluleke, I've already greeted you, the taxi associations, we are our partners, community-based organizations from all walks of life, but this would not have been a blessed day if you were not amongst us. Residents of Soweto from all corners, fellow South Africans. Today, again, we join the international community. This is a day commemorated by the international community. This is the 30th year of the commemoration of 16 days of activism for non-violence against women and children. We chose to be here at home in Soweto, but also painfully so, to remind ourselves that Soweto, Madam Mayor, this is the place that has become one of the top 30 hotspots of gender-based violence and femicide. So, gender-based violence and femicide remains the second pandemic of our country, and most of our communities have witnessed devastating impacts of this pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, almost 2 years ago, it remains in our minds what we witnessed watching, either physically or on television, the body of our beloved daughter, Tsogofatso Pule, who was 8 months pregnant, was found hanging on a tree, remember, in the midst of COVID-19 in Roodepoort, West Rand. During this year of the Women's Month, in August, I traveled to Matatiele, in Eastern Cape, to pay condolences and also to greet the family of Nasicelo Mtibeni, a student of Hot Hair, who was brutally killed by the man who was supposed to love her. Just a few days ago, I attended the court proceedings in my hometown in Polokwane, Seshego, where 10 bodies of poor women from 25 to 48 were killed, and their bodies were strewn all over the place in and around Polokwane. As we're sitting in that court, we were informed that actually they have just found 7. 3 is still out there, and they've made a call if they could be found so that they could be buried with dignity. our country, our women, our children are not safe, don't feel safe, but government is focused on the fact that as much as this is the 30th anniversary of 16 Days of Activism, the 25th of November, that is commemorated worldwide, that will end for the world maybe on the 10th of December. Ours is 365 days because women of this country have long said enough is enough. This year we say, in the name of our great-grandmother, the one who made us proud, Mayor Charlotte Mannya Maxeke, 16 Days of Activism should move from awareness to accountability. In 2018, there was a national strategic plan that was drafted, agreed to, presided over by the President, the head of state, Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, Excellency, with government representatives and civil society organizations. This year, we had an opportunity to have him say the first rollout of the national strategic plan. I want us or plead that as we talk of the 6 pillars of the national strategic plan, we say accountability, coordination, and leadership, prevention and rebuilding social cohesion, protection, safety, and justice, response, care, support, and healing, economic power, research, and information system. All the 6 pillars are what we report to and what is happening by each and every department to the President weekly. So information is power, and yes, as our spiritual leader has already said, women don't kill themselves. They also, besides being victims all the time, they are, if we're given economic means, they would be the mayors, like our mayor palace behind you, do the best they can do, serve the nation, feed the children, feed their husbands, brothers, and sisters. Under the leadership of our President, we need to take this accountability to take forward responsibility for our own action. The first action is, if you are not in the act, you actually say, I will not look away. If you look away, it means you are also acting wrongly. We all have to do things together. And the first thing is, next year when we meet, Soweto will no longer be on the top 10 of the ugly list with the mayor. We need accountability in all our spheres. In the spirit of moving from awareness to accountability, let us all make sure that GBVF its history. At the heart of this intervention, there's a need for collaborative approach. There is a need to make sure that we work together to make this history, as I said. In government, we have an interministerial committee above cabinet, but every department do have to bring report, and through our Department of Women, Youth and Persons with Disability, make sure that it reaches the President to see that we are indeed making progress. So, 2019, there is a declaration of government, article number 5, that government and civil society calls for the review of existing laws and policies to identify gaps and ensure that they are victim-centered and responsive. Accordingly, we have indeed, yes, passed through Parliament 3 bills that says or will assist to make sure that justice is done and women get out of these chains. In fact, we are fighting that women get more economic empowerment so as to get access to that which makes them do the things they do best, as I said, in our NSP. We have just hosted the CEDAW to account to what is it that we would be doing to make sure that we take care of our women. So we have made commitments that gender-based violence in this country should become history. CEDAW, again, is a UN body which is fighting against all forms of discrimination and elimination thereof, which we have signed on. Excellencies, we make, when I say we, I'm counting Maite, women, Basad, in this country, we make 52% of the population. Yet, women-owned business still account for 1% of public procurement. South Africa is also co-leader of the Action Coalition for Economic Justice and Rights at the Gender Generation Forum, which our president is a member of. It's led by heads of states. Therefore, as a government, we have committed to taking tangible action to ensure that 2026 economic justice and rights are guaranteed for women and girls. Women's effective economic participation is integral in ending the scourge of gender-based violence. Therefore, this year, we launched Women's Economic Assembly by the President himself, which is a platform to mobilize private sector to partner with government to enable women-owned enterprises to participate in procurement opportunities within industry and supply chains. So, Madam Mayor Palace, so if there's some project that has to be undertaken, please remind the service providers that at least 40% of that particular company's, whatever they'll benefit from is benefited by women. It's not going to make you popular. But that's what we are monitoring. That's what we are making sure that it becomes popular, even if it's not. Popular to women, because the president had said so. He has instructed so. So he leads from the front because he pronounced this. I think it's a very nice partnership between men and women to do. We have underscored the realization of the violence-free South Africa, that it requires stakeholders, including society, including business, religious, traditional sector, development agencies, and all of us. And we are so happy, Father Poton, that you had made us remember our Creator, that before we do anything, we make sure that we will succeed. But the first success should be you and me, because it's not a good thing that which women are going through in this country. This 16 days of activism has reminded us of our grandmother, Mannya Maxeke. So let us go live the way she said we should. In order to achieve the vision of a South Africa free from violence, we must remember this work is not for yourselves. Kill the spirit of self and do not live above your people, but live with them. If you can rise, please bring someone with you. Let us all be accountable. Let us all make South Africa beautiful inside and outside. Women are saying enough is enough. Basadi ba re go lekane, re utlwile. Basadi ba re se se khathele, se se zwile. Sithi asakufuna uzwa kuthiwa ushayilwe because uyathandwa. Ubulayiwe because uyaratwa. Thank you.